Cock 45 here. Right, John? Where are we?
Yes, you are here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Are you here?
I'm not here. I'm a hologram.
Okay. We have an anonymous guest here, too, who looks a lot better than we do, right? Well, we're actually here at the Alltech Arena. We told you we'd be here. And some of you might have been here because you're probably not seeing this live.
Well, just to tell you guys what kind of arena this is, there's horse poop literally right there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. So that's the kind of arena. It's at Lexington Horse Park. Is that the name of it?
Right.
I think
Kentucky
so.
Horse Park.
Kentucky Horse Park. Right.
This is where the Kentucky Wildcats play. Basketball.
I think they, on the dirt.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
where they used to play.
They used to play on a dirt court, I think.
That's
right.
So we're here. It's in Lexington, Kentucky. And we are just going to chat a little bit here, do one of our vlogs, as we call it sometimes, and then we're doing a meet and greet here. And we Shanghaied Cory, who actually works for Buzz. We're at the Buzz booth, as you can tell, the NRA FFF and the Buzz booth here at the show. It's the Ultimate Outdoor Show,
Right?
what it's called. And we thought we'd embarrass Cory. She didn't want to be on camera, so we dragged her over here. But that's where we are, right, John?
So what do you do at Buzz?
Yeah, what do you do, Cory?
E-gunner.
Can they blame you for all their problems with Buzz?
Not most of them. You can blame me for e-gunner issues, but that's about it.
Okay.
But,
E-gunner?
yeah, basically we list the auctions for the NRA Firearms for Freedom, your videos, property room, buds, any auction like that, we'll list them on there. Send me emails. I'll get the guns out to you.
That's right.
Give you what you need, but yeah, it's basically that.
That's the main reason I wanted to get her over here, because she's been really, really good. She's our contact at Buzz, primary contact, and as we've said that before, that it's wonderful to have access to almost any firearm. And I just sent an email to Cory and say, Cory, can you send a M4 Benelli? Sure, it'll be out today or tomorrow. So that's how our life is.
Yeah.
So that's why I say life is good. But Cory's the one who handles that, right?
Right.
You go back into the warehouse and grab the gun.
Oh yeah, throw them at them.
Shoot it a little bit first.
Yeah. No, well, you probably said, what's an M4, right?
Yeah, basically.
Basically.
Yeah.
I'll look it up, make sure.
It's crazy how much it's changed, the ease at which we can put out videos, because remember it used to be in the old days. We used to talk about how, okay, let's create like a gun fund. We'll like buy a gun, we'll do a video on it, and then we'll sell it, probably lose some money, but we'll be able to get lots of different guns that way. And
I remember that.
Yeah, and now it's like, hey, let's do this. Okay, let's order it from Buzz.
I know, it's changed so much. That's one reason we're able to do so many videos. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I remember that very well. So, we could have that discussion. Whatever gun it was.
Because it was when you got that Beretta.
Yeah, I remember the Beretta specifically.
And that was when we said, we were like, okay, well, we'll sell that and we'll get something else.
That we want to do a video with. There'll be a little bit of a loss there, but we could do a video with another gun. So we could occasionally have a new gun, even though I have a lot of firearms. That way we could have guns that we don't have.
Yeah, that's when we were like starting to get to the end of like our personal collections.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end of that. Of those 5,000 firearms I own.
Right, yeah.
That everybody thinks I own.
Yeah, the Glock 18s, a pile of them that you have in the bedroom.
So Cory, since we dragged you over here for a few minutes, you've ever shot a firearm yourself?
Yes, I have.
What do you like to shoot?
Shot an MP5 with Brian.
MP5?
Full
Shot
auto?
the ceiling. Yep.
Shoot at the ceiling?
Yep. Got in trouble. Well, not in trouble, but he came in and said, "Why is she shooting my ceiling?"
Did the ceiling make you feel for your life?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
It's a lot of fun though, especially for auto.
Are you ever nervous working around so many firearms?
No.
Good to hear. Right.
Yeah.
I've gotten
answer.
comfortable. I've gotten comfortable with it.
Good
That was
answer.
One of the things I remember the first time they took us around like the Buzz offices, there was just like guns laying around everywhere. But it looked like a regular office other than that.
Yeah.
That is true. That's funny with the Buzz, because it is a complex with lots of modern offices back in here and everything. You're right. I remember the first time we walked through there. Brownells was kind of like that, but Buzz especially.
Yeah.
You walk through there and here it's just the cubicles where like in any office place or separate offices, but except there's 4 guns lying right there.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of shotguns laying up in the corner, and boxes of guns.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah,
Some of them
great.
guns we send back, right?
Yeah.
But
Actually, I'm pretty sure that's how every Kentucky office is, though. I think that's more of a
Maybe.
Kentucky thing than a Buzz
it's a
gun shop
Kentucky,
thing.
Tennessee thing. Yeah. I guess Have you seen everything at the show, Cory?
Yeah, I walked around
You
yesterday.
walked around?
Mhm.
We went to the gun show upstairs yesterday.
I haven't seen
You
it.
didn't get to-
I need to get up
Yeah,
there.
Dad almost bought a gun yesterday.
Yeah, there's one up there I'm tempted on.
Yeah.
But that's a story of my life. There's always one I'm tempted on.
Yeah.
But-
It's funny, I can always tell, I can't tell when you're going to buy a gun, but I can always tell when you're thinking about it.
You can tell when I go back and look at it
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell by the way you pick it up.
By the canyon?
Yeah, I can tell by the way you pick it up if you're interested in it or not.
The way I smell it.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah.
And usually,
The way I sight it.
yeah, and usually I'll kind of, I'll step away. It's like, okay, Dad's doing his thing, so I'm gonna go look at
go over
other
here.
stuff, you know.
There's a lot of extra noise in here. I'm sorry if our audio is not
Yeah.
less than desirable, but John is a master at production, so he can fix it.
That's not true actually.
Besides, you don't want to hear what we have to say anyway, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, we were really glad that Cory was brave enough to come on camera, because she knows that anything we put on YouTube, it's serious stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right? And wow, I mean, pressure is on. So you got to really have a part you've memorized, right?
Oh yeah. Studying all weekend.
That's right.
Did you how did you go about getting the job with Buzz? Like, did you actually want to work with guns, or was it just kind of like
It
that
just
was
kind of
the-
came upon me. I actually got hired 2 years ago today. So it's my
It's been 2
anniversary.
years.
Today, actually. So
How did you fool them into hiring you?
it's my amazing personality.
Amazing personality. There you go.
They just couldn't help themselves.
You have to take anything Cory says with a grain of salt, because I think that Brian's her boss, right? And he's standing right back here.
Co-worker.
Co-worker, I'm sorry, but still pressure. Co-worker right there. Brian's not as good looking as Cory, but he's a very confident co-worker, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well, we had another guest. We're
gonna have another guest. So you want to bring him on, Cory?
Yep.
Cory's
Yep.
got to go pick up Cliff, and he's going to come over and chat with us a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little intro. I don't know everything about Cliff, except he worked for the NRA for a long time, and he was a Navy commander, Vietnam vet, and we've seen him and talked to him at several NRA meetings and everything, and he works with Buzz, and he's going to tell us a little more about it. Come on in, Cliff. Good to see you again.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Same here.
That's it.
So you're not nervous about being on camera, are you? Like Cory?
Nah, no.
You don't care. You're like me. You're too old to get nervous, right?
That's right.
I wanted to ask you. So were you there on the ship when Tommy Lee Jones took it over? And
No.
okay.
You
No,
weren't on that one.
I was actually a young Navy lieutenant, junior grade, assigned to the Marine Corps and attached to the Army,
Oh, wow.
coordinating naval gunfire to support the Army of the Republic of Vietnam down in the Mekong Delta.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, it was an interesting diversion from a standard Navy career.
Well, yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
like it.
interesting.
I think a lot of us that I don't. My father was in the Army, World War II, and everything. I haven't known anybody. I haven't anybody in my family that was in the Navy, so it's a different kind. So I'm not as knowledgeable about that. But I know they do a lot on the water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty smart, aren't they?
I spent a lot of time on destroyers.
Did you?
Yeah.
I had a friend. This is the only Navy story I know. It's a good story. A friend of mine I used to work with was in the Navy, and he was a gunner's mate, I believe he said it was,
Right.
or something like that. And he said his job was basically to point at where the gunners were supposed to shoot. That's what he said
Really?
his job was, in a nutshell, a simplified version.
Sounds high tech.
Right.
He was either a pointer or a trainer in a gun mount.
Okay.
I'm a former weapons officer, so I
Okay.
know all about naval gunnery.
So he told me this story. He said that, and he wasn't the kind of guy to tell a lot of BS. He didn't have like a million stories like this. He just had this one. He said that they had some people, I guess they were, had been by the coast, and they had some people come on the ship, kind of like civilians, like tour and kind of look around and stuff like that. And there was some, they had been doing some training that day, so they had some live ammo out there.
Right.
And there was a whale that had surfaced, and he was showing the civilians, like, look, there's a whale over there. And so the gunners were, oh, we're supposed to shoot, and they started shooting at the whale.
A bad story. Bad story.
Yeah.
You might want to cut that out.
Wow.
I thought that was kind of funny.
That is good. So Cliff, you wanted to chat with you. I know you you basically lead the NRA FFF, right? And you want to
Yeah,
in charge of that.
I've
Tell us a
been-
little bit about that, how it
Yeah.
works.
I've been with the NRA for 26 years now, my third career, and we've always had a situation where people have donated firearms to us. I mean, going back to the 1930s and 40s, and they would leave their guns to the NRA after they passed on to their reward. But we didn't have a formal program where when we got this notification how to deal with it. So in 2010, we put together this program. It's called Gift of Firearms, but then the director of the museum came up with the idea of calling it Firearms for Freedom. And couching it in the terms of being a patriotic disposition of your firearms, either in this life or the next. And that's where it took off. And it's a service to our members, but we don't decline donations from people who are non-members. And I've had donations from non-members. I get a phone call and said, I'm not a member, but my dad was, and I've got his guns, and I'd like to, do something in memoriam to him. So there's a lot of ways it can work out. Our basic focus is we want everybody to have a plan. No matter how old you are, you should have a plan for what's going to happen to your firearms if something happens to you in life. And also a plan for when you get to a point in life, 60, 70 years old, or as old as us.
Oh, he's pointing at me.
Hey, I'm 75.
Are you really?
I am. I'm 75
Wow,
years
I
old.
wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah. And but you should be able to say, well, okay, I'm going to downsize my living, and in fact, I just picked up a collection of 79 guns from a guy in West Virginia. He and his wife had 25 acres, and they were moving to a resort community where everybody, all of their property was taken care of.
No place to shoot, right?
Well, he was keeping some of his guns, but he gave 79, most of them new in box, that he collected.
Wow.
And they're going to be auctioned through Bud's Gun Shop's egunner.com program, which I can't say enough about. I mean,
they do a good job.
I mean, I've dealt with auction houses all over the country, but egunner.com doesn't charge the NRA anything to sell the guns that are donated, and they don't charge the buyers a premium. They've got to pay the shipping, but so 100% of every purchase comes back to support the NRA.
Yeah, that's great.
And not only that, the donor can direct the money so that it can go directly to the NRA, or it can go to one of our charitable affiliates. They can get a tax deduction. And then we also have a program where somebody can take their gun collection and turn it into a charitable gift annuity to support their spouse for the rest of their life, or themselves and their spouse. Amazing program.
Well, it is a win-win for everybody.
It's a win-win, and the NRA Foundation gets like 20% on average out of a charitable gift annuity, and they get a tax deduction up front. The thing that I would say to people, if you have any idea that you want to have a plan of some kind, go to the Firearms for Freedom website. It's www.nrafff.com. NRA FFF for Firearms for Freedom, and it talks about the program and what it can do for you, and then it's got the contact information to get in touch with me.
Yeah, I think one of the good things about that program too is you've all heard the stories about some first generation Colt single action going for $150 on an estate sale because the wife doesn't some guy
the spouse doesn't
know what it's
John,
worth.
you are absolutely correct, and it's amazing the number of times that I get a phone call from a widow who said, my husband died, left me with all these guns, and I'm worried. They know he had guns, and they're in the house, and I want to get rid of them, and what can you do? And just story after story like that.
Because if they're going to the auction, someone who buys that will respect it, what it is.
That's right. Several points. Because we work with buds, the firearms are transported legally. They are photographed and presented in the auction, on the Firearms for Freedom auction, and when the purchaser buys them, they are shipped to a dealer, so you know you're getting background checks and everything. So if you've donated a gun and you're worried about where it's going to end up, you know that, and the likelihood is you're going to have somebody who's a supporter of the NRA and appreciates the firearm and what they're doing.
You know the firearm's going to be treated correctly and legally.
It's sort of like a gun buyback that actually does something good.
The gun's not going to end up on the street.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Although all guns are technically on the street.
Those gun buybacks are ridiculous. Like a lot of times the guns people bring in, they're just exploiting the system. They're not even real guns. They're just like things that don't work. People even like weld stuff together to make it look like a gun. Crazy stuff
Get
like
some
that.
pipes and woods, make a stuff.
You can go online and see like some of the stuff they come for.
Right.
Most of them aren't even real guns. You can go buy some $20 like a frame from a revolver. Here you go.
Well, it's great that y'all work and Bud's working with you and y'all work with Bud's because it makes for great relationship.
It has absolutely been fantastic. They promote this program through social media, through things like this, and I've loved working with Brian and Dan in the booth, and they are great proponents of the program, but also great salespeople as well.
Now, I know you didn't say you enjoy working with Cory. And there she is. So she's gonna feel slighted.
I just found out yesterday when I met her that Cory was a girl. I thought it was a guy.
Did you?
She's very capable, and she deals with our manager of our database in keeping everything straight to make sure that when the guns are sold, the credit comes back to the right donor and that the checks come in and they're made out to the right organization in the NRA. Yeah, she's a great gal.
That's great. It's good. It's handled well. You know, we use e-gunner. We don't really use it, but some of the guns that we borrow from Buzz, go back after we've done a video and they sell them an e-gunner, and all that seems to work seamlessly and smoothly. We appreciate the help we get from Buzz.
Another thing too, I know if you're a firearms collector or a believer in the Second Amendment, if you're buying a gun from that auction, it's like you can feel a little bit better about the money you're spending because you know it's going into the NRA. So it's sort of like you're donating to the NRA, but also getting a great firearm at the same time.
And the point is we get modern firearms, but we get vintage firearms. There's a Spencer up here in the auction.
That's a lot of the ones I've seen are like really old, really good.
All these guns that are in this display were donated to support the NRA. Exactly.
So here comes an important announcement. I would have missed that important announcement. But I think with all the guns, if you can see them back here, we'll get some footage maybe or something. Those are all donated for the NRA program. So.
I want to ask you a Navy question. So I always wondered, like being on a ship for long periods of time, like do you hear like the cabin fever term? Do you get kind of just weary of that over a certain amount of time, or it's like I got to get off of this thing?
No. When you're at sea, things are very intense. You're going to be standing watches at least 8 hours a day, 2 4-hour watches, and when you're awake, there's things going on. You could be asleep at night and all of a sudden you've got to get up for an underway replenishment. We do all of our rearming, refueling, reprovisioning our ships at night, always at night, because that's the way we are more secure.
Makes sense.
But when you're you don't think about cabin fever when you're standing on a ship and you're bucking 30 degrees and trying to get a shot line over to an oiler and then run the rig over and hook it up.
A lot to do.
It's always a go situation, and sometimes we're chasing Russian submarines, and that's always exciting.
Other things you can't talk about, probably.
Exactly.
Well, that's great.
I bet that there's the concept of a submarine, it's kind of an eerie feeling. Has to be right.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I could deal with 90 days straight underwater. Like our boomers, our nuclear missile submarines, SSBNs. That takes a special kind of person to be able to deal with it, but they are I mean,
especially a shorter person than we are. I would think.
that's
If
for sure.
nothing else.
That's for sure. Yeah.
We sure appreciate everything you've done for the NRA too.
Yeah.
Well, I think my life has been one of service. 20 years in the Navy, 7 years as a defense contractor, 26 years with the NRA, and so it's all been focused on supporting the country.
That's great. That's great. Well, thanks for chatting with us and filling the viewers in on the NRA, FFF, I always call it, Firearms for Freedom.
Yep.
And we'll put a link in the description. And you've seen us talk about it before, and I think we've done, 2 or 3 different videos where we talked about it, but we'll put a link in. Always keep it in mind.
Yeah, before we go, I want to ask you an NRA kind of question. What do you think, is it, probably equally, but what is it, do you think it's more important to focus on the NRA to focus on gun laws at the federal level or at the state level, do you think? Or is it kind of more of an equal balance?
It's all critical.
Yeah.
You can't decide. Because what's going to happen is when you're winning in one area, you're going to find the pressure in the other, and so you got to keep focused at the federal and state and local levels.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the municipalities in places like Washington and California, where they are making even more stringent laws than the state laws.
Yeah.
And even if the state law has a preemption clause, then they end up fighting amongst themselves.
Right.
And it's tough when you live inside a city. Washington D.C. just rejected the court's finding against concealed carry, and basically said, no, we're going back. We want a look and back. So the whole district court that told them that they were wrong. Now all the judges are going to look at it instead of the 3 that did.
Yeah.
So, and then of course if they get a judgment going their way, then it'll probably go to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, it's a battle at every level.
Every level.
Like one theory, some people say, states like California and New Jersey that are so bad, it's like let them go and worry about the other states.
You can't do that because our organization has members in every one of those states.
Yeah.
And the thing that I like about the NRA, I like a lot about it, but the thing I like about it is its dedication to its members. I mean, that's what it's about. We are a membership organization, and we operate on that basis. People say we're single issue, but we're multiple people.
Yeah.
One of the things I always tell people that complain about the NRA that aren't members, I say, well, first of all, they cater to their members, so your complaint doesn't really matter unless you're a member. If you want to see something change in the NRA, best bet is to be a member and then make yourself.
And you're complaining about, they don't really, like some of the old slogans of the NRA, I am the NRA.
Right.
And if you're complaining or you're really being critical, you're criticizing me and the other 5 million members. We want the NRA doing what they're doing 99% of the time. So don't come to me and say the NRA does this or NRA. Well, that's what we want them doing. We want them supporting Second Amendment in this state or this politician because he or she is a Second Amendment supporter. I don't care what party they're in. They're a Second Amendment supporter.
It's interesting that when they did. Remember when Clinton had the assault weapon ban?
Quite well, yes.
In 1994, the NRA, he credited the NRA for flipping Congress. I think 22 House seats got flipped and went Republican. And the exit polls that were done by the news media, they figured that there were 20 million non-NRA members who supported the NRA in the exit poll. So essentially, you're talking about a 25 million vote block. And so where are those other 20 million people?
Where's their membership? So
where's their membership? They get the benefit of what the organization does, but it's a freebie for them.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate your work, man.
Thank you.
We'll see you on the trail here.
John, pleasure.
Go over there and make sure Cory's telling them the right stuff.
Okay, we'll do that.
I wouldn't trust her by herself.
Yeah.
I guess we talk a little more and then maybe. wrapping it up. So we appreciate Cliff Burgess and all the work he does with the NRA and NRA Firearms for Freedom. Great organization. Something to think about. A lot of our viewers are older. You know, they're like me. They're not like you.
Yeah.
They need to be thinking about it. You notice he commented on about people don't sometimes think about what they're going to do with their firearms and who they're going to leave them to and all that. So, of course, John doesn't know. I've got mine. I'm leaving all mine to the pets next door, the neighbor's pets. You know, he thinks he's getting them.
That's one thing I would say is, you know, if you have, you know, kids that you feel like would appreciate your firearms, you know, give them to them. You know, keep them in the family.
Don't ever give them to your kids.
But you know, some people don't have someone to leave their guns to, or they don't have someone that cares about their guns, and so it's a cool program. Definitely to donate them to the NRA, and so there's someone else who cares. That's the thing is, the money goes to the NRA, but yet someone else gets the gun. That's true. That will really respect it and appreciate it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a neat program. Sure.
Yeah. Speaking of guns, you notice the new Glock is out, the 10.5 this week. It'll be interesting to see that. Although I've seen the pictures, the specs, and another Glock. A lot of people won't like it. Some people will.
Yeah, I like it. The looks of it so far. You know, like just like you, my big thing is I want more of a 1911 grip angle on the Glock. But they don't seem to be interested in doing that.
I would be excited about it if they had taken the hump off the back.
That's what I mean.
That would have been great, you know, because they got the finger grooves off. You like that?
Yeah.
I like them.
That'll help though, because I actually like the feel of the Gen 2 Glocks. Really, I think the best.
Yeah.
So that will help some.
What I like the best about them is they've got that contour around the front of the slide that the baby Glocks have always had, the practical tactical Glocks have always had, I guess. They just, for some reason, the Glock 17s and 19, 22, 23s, you know, they got them squared off front. I don't know.
I know, I hate that because like whenever I'm trying to be really tactical and I'm going around doors, I always bang that corner of the Glock on the door.
Or on your holster.
As you're going around, you know, it'll be a nice smooth transition.
You know, really, it's just cosmetic, and then maybe reholster.
Well,
So he agrees with it.
Yeah, it'll lighten it up some, a little bit.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We got a line of people that apparently want to talk to us, meet us, so I guess we won't talk. What else we want to
Wait
talk
till this
about?
announcement is over, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. Gods are speaking.
Yeah, who is this guy?
Yeah. But,
so yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, we know the audio is not great.
but we wanted to do a little bit of a vlog here and interview some of the folks here and let you learn a little bit more about the NRA FFF and just talk at you a little bit. We always do this in meet and greets. The first hour we usually do a podcast or something like this, and then we hassle our viewers. You know, they come around and for some reason they want a picture, and there's some of them out there behind the camera. You can't see them. They're pretty funny looking. But there's even a lady carrying a little baby. You know, she's waving at us. She's gonna terrorize her baby by bringing him up here to meet us. But yeah, we're at the Kentucky Horse Park here at the Alltech Arena and the Ultimate Outdoor Show. And we're happy to be here. We don't do a lot of meet and greets, but we thought we'd get out today and do a couple.
Yeah, I think it's strange that the Ultimate Outdoor Show is inside.
Yeah, it's ultimately indoors. Yeah.
It is indoors.
Part of it's outside.
Yeah.
So I guess we need to remind them anything before we shut them off.
Hickok45.com for t-shirts.
Yeah.
Pretty much Hickok45.com for almost anything.
Yeah. Our website and all the people that support us, like the NRA, speaking of that, and Buds and SDI. SDI is set up here.
Yeah, somewhere.
And Federal's not set up here, but I bet there's some Federal ammo in the building somewhere.
Yeah, I bet in some people's pockets there's some Federal ammo.
We appreciate everybody that helps us, and we just like to yak at you and put you to sleep at times. Hopefully the audio is not too bad. If it is, just we'll make this video not mandatory viewing. How's that?
Okay, yeah, that's probably
you can click out of this one if you want to, whereas you can't the others. Okay. So we want to thank Cory and Cliff Burgess and John and everybody. So
and yourself, you didn't thank yourself?
Yeah, thank myself, pat myself on the back, and we will talk to you later. Life is good. right, John. Hopefully the sound isn't too
Yeah, let me get these cameras squared away here.
They might not hear anything.